the whole tour, they've told us how they're going to ride, what they're going to do, how they're going to try and isolate Tadej. And then today, I thought they did the one thing they haven't tried the whole tour. They sat back, they let UAE ride. UAE did a great job in marshalling everything and keeping it all pretty close on the last climb. He stayed with the first attacker, Tadej. Then it looked like all he had to do was sprint. If he was willing to risk his second place on GC in the last few stages for a punt at yellow, he did do that, but he obviously didn't fall away from second. Then today, I thought he could have risked a lot more to try and win a stage, which would have salvaged his tour. We'd have been talking about him in a different light, and he only had to sprint 50 meters earlier, and he probably would have won the stage.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Move podcast, brought to you each and every day by Ketone IQ. We're going to talk about stage 19. I'm joined by Sir Bradley Wiggins. Mr. Torchin Cap, we're running out of time.
Morning.
Running out of time for that.
Last stage.
He's saving it. It's a Paris type thing.
Yep.
And the professor, Spencer Martin. And of course, always each and every day, kind of joined by Alain Azizi. Alain, what did we do today?
Stage 19 from Albertville to La Plagne. From Albertville to La Plagne.
The old Olympic town. La Plagne, where it was fun watching the race. And of course, Bradley's memory is incredible when it comes to cycling. And but that stage in 1995, which I was in that tour, and I actually do remember that stage. Indurain just goes to the front of the group at the bottom of La Plagne and just said, all right, y'all about to see who's boss.
Yeah. The other famous finish there was, of course, Delgado looked like he was going to win the tour, and Stephen Roach came out the mist.
Wow.
Yep.
Which eerie conditions today as well. Another win. We were debating how to pronounce his name. It rhymes with Simon, and another word that feels weird to say on air, but Thymen Arensman, a second stage win for him, second stage win for Ineos. Reminder, again, leaves 14 teams in this tour that have not won a stage. The other big winner today, Johan Brunel from Outcomes. That's his long shot pick yesterday, plus 3,300.
Yep, pick of the tour.
That's a tour saver for him, because you've been absolutely drubbing him, and that's a tour saver.
And he talked about the reason he picked him is, I thought it was Pogačar slam dunk. Johan thought, well, what if they can't drop each other? Are they going to stare at each other? It is what happened.
Yeah.
And then Armin's been strong, apparently.
Yeah, yet again, I think we all sort of questioned. We should talk more about it. I mean, we can. I don't know if we so much questioned Visma's tactics, questioned maybe what Jonas was doing at the end. But before we do, today's show brought to you by Zwift. They recently rolled out its new Cog and Click product. You can use it on almost any bike that you already own, even one from any old random store. It doesn't have to be a big fancy bike. And it still feels like you're on a top-end smart trainer. Zwift-ready trainers are available from all top manufacturers like Wahoo, Garmin, Elite, Jet Black, Decathlon. We're going to talk about Decathlon later in the show. Setting a new benchmark for indoor training. All Zwift-ready trainers come with the new Zwift Cog and Click installed, making them ready to ride from the box. No extras needed. So simple, and no need to remove your cassette. Also, newsflash, did you know that now outdoor rides count towards your Zwift fitness score and trends? All you need to do is link your bike computer to the Zwift companion app. Huge. George getting all kinds of credit. Also today brought to you by Timeline. As someone who's trained hard most of my life, I've learned that real performance doesn't just come from the gym. It starts at the cellular level. That's why I take MitoPure by Timeline. You were just hammering some before the show. I saw you before we were on air.
Yeah.
How many did you take?
4.
I think it says take 2, but
you can take 4. It says.
I'm a big believer in that. If 2 is good, 4 is better. It's a supplement that supports cellular energy by helping your body renew its mitochondria, those tiny powerhouses inside your cells that start to slow down as you age, as is happening here. The science is strong. MitoPure is clinically shown to improve muscle strength in just a few months, and it supports healthy aging at the cellular level, which is something I care more about each and every year. If you want to stay strong and support your body at its foundation, go check out MitoPure. Head on over to timeline.com/themove to get started. You'll get 20% off as a listener of the show. That is timeline.com/themove. The last one for a sec. Our friends over at Bubs Naturals. You guys know the deal. We've all put our body through a lot over the years, decades of racing, training, even crashing. Yeah, there's no shortage of wear and tear. So when we find something that actually helps us feel better day in, day out, we pay attention. That's why we've been using Bubs Naturals collagen peptides for a few months now, right? Just scoop it into the morning coffee. Like I said, we're feeling a difference. I saw Wig on the gym this morning. I don't know. This man can lift some weight.
Yeah, the amount, I feel like
I was
he puts
scared.
a plate on every
I went
day.
over and I was like, yo, I can move this. I couldn't even. It was impressive. My knee, I would have been gone straight to the hospital, no matter how much Bub's natural collagen peptides I took. But my knees aren't barking at me like they used to, and I swear, and everybody can attest, my hair is even growing faster. What I love most about this brand, it is built to honor Glenn Bubs Doherty, a Navy SEAL and American hero who laid down his life in Benghazi. Glenn stood for self-improvement and helping others, which is baked into everything Bubs does. They even donate 10% of profits to charity in his honor. Love the tagline, die young, as late as possible. Head on over to Bubs, B-U-B-S, naturals.com. Use the code THEMOVE for 20% off. That's bubsnaturals.com. Well, almost done, boys.
Almost done. Still a bunch of exciting racing going on. We saw the Milan win the point sprint easily.
Yeah.
Which now Spencino's mathematics maybe are not relevant anymore.
Well, no, it's not done yet. The model still tells us it's possible. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, especially if the time cut is somewhat fluid, then yeah, he's won it.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal. I mean, you saw them yesterday after the finish line, the Trek guys all hugging it out. The fact that he made it. He not only did he win this point sprint early on in the day yesterday, he made it to the finish line within 6 minutes of the time cut. I mean, clearly that was a big goal of theirs. A huge deal to be on the podium in green in Paris. So kudos to them.
Yeah, and in retrospect, maybe I would think about this differently because I watched the start of the stage, and it doesn't make sense to attack before the sprint because you know that little Trek's just going to chase you.
Right. Especially if it's less than 10K.
Yeah, and then everyone just sits and waits for that to happen, and then the race starts.
Yeah.
While we're talking about the green jersey, I mean, we haven't even talked about this. We did talk about the big crash the other day, right before the finish. Binyan Girmay, the green jersey winner from last year, was involved in that crash. We all watched him take forever seemingly to get up, come across the finish line and said, that's a broken wrist. Still in the race.
Still sprinting for those points.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
And this place, we had to look it up last year, Eritrea. We now know where it is, but they must raise some tough ass people. Right? I mean, that's impressive. I mean, we thought it was broken. And he was yesterday going for the green jersey points.
Yeah. He went this morning for him. It's not, he hasn't had a great tour, or like for his standards, great. But you do see people like pull off wins on the Champs-Élysées after not getting a lot of success throughout the rest of the race.
Yeah.
Well, on a typical Champs-Élysées finish, not maybe this year.
Well, we don't know. That's what's cool about it. We just don't know.
Yeah. What? Look, I think we were. There are a couple things that happened on the last climb. One, we questioned, Jonas, right? And this is. I want to be careful because this almost starts to feel a little bit like a pile-on. This is not a pile-on, but these are just fair questions. Like what was he thinking? Arensman was up there. Jonas would have been great for him to win a stage.
I think that's it. The whole tour, they've told us how they're going to ride, what they're going to do, how they're going to try and isolate Tadej. And then today, I thought they did the one thing they haven't tried the whole tour. They sat back, they let UAE ride. UAE did a great job in marshalling everything and keeping it all pretty close on the last climb. He stayed with the first attacker, Tadej. Then it looked like all he had to do was sprint. If he was willing to risk his second place on GC in the last few stages for a punt at yellow, he did do that, but he obviously didn't fall away from second. Then today, I thought he could have risked a lot more to try and win a stage, which would have salvaged his tour. We'd have been talking about him in a different light. And he only had to sprint 50 meters earlier, and he probably would have won the stage.
Right. Well, and he didn't really have to risk anything. I mean, Lipowitz was dropped already. His second place is confirmed. It's assured. He had no reason to wait until 300 meters to start sprinting. Like you said, had he sprinted at 500 meters to go or 600 meters to go, he probably would have won the stage.
Like he could have stopped on the final climb, found like.
To me, that's, and I didn't mean to interrupt,
Yeah.
but I was thinking, just didn't want to lose my train of thought. To me, that's the director's fault. If you're 3 weeks into the Tour de France, you have nothing to lose. I get it. A rider is at 200 heart rate. He's not thinking straight. The director knows exactly how far ahead the leader is. He knows he's got nothing to lose. If I'm in the car, I'm saying, Jonas, you got to go now with a K to go, with 600 meters to go. If you want to win the stage, it doesn't matter. You're going to get second anyway. At least give yourself a chance for the win.
What was he riding for today?
Well, I don't know because he's still sprinting for second.
Yeah, I didn't quite.
I don't understand.
What was he riding for?
Like, what was the goal today? Right. Was it defend second?
No, I mean, you have to go for the stage one. That's
Didn't
it.
really look like he was going for the stage. That's why I was confused.
The whole group, there was something odd about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a moment. It was uneventful, I think is the best way to sum it up. There was a moment where you had the 4 strongest guys in the race, the top 4 guys on GC all together. And you thought, here we go. Now this race is shaping up, as we talked about yesterday, this fight for third. Oscar Onley was not able, a heartbreaking story of the day there, was not able to hold the wheel. Lipowitz looks like he secured that. But after that, it was just like, It was kind of a snooze fest.
Lipowitz bounced back incredibly well, in my opinion. I thought he burned some serious matches yesterday, and the fact that he hung in there for as long as he did today and put more time onto Oscar Onley was super impressive.
Look, it's still a hell of a ride by the young kid from Scotland.
Absolutely.
With a lot of, as we've done some research about Scotland and where he's from, a lot of cranky, a lot of really.
You would fit in really good there.
I think my heritage is from there, but a lot of cranky bike shop owners in Scotland. We called around. See if we get some of these cats on to come talk about their young Oscar Onley. Well,
maybe day plays out differently for him.
And I've spent a lot of time thinking about sort of the Heisman that the local bike shop gave us in Scotland. And I figured it out. I mean, George is just such a polarizing, controversial guy. I can understand. I mean, why would you wouldn't want to expose your shop to that?
They mentioned something about a hat not being worn. I don't know. That's all
hey, speaking of what was interesting, and I meant to say this at the top of the show, the stage was actually changed last night, altered. The Col de Saisy was taken out. Look, we live in this era of, I mean, we can all sort of remember, the bird flu and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, COVID. Stage had to be altered. Check out, this is the quote from ASO. There was a discovery of a contagious nodular skin disease in cows and in the entire herd, located precisely at the Col de Saisy, and it led, unfortunately, to the slaughter of the animals, reports the tour organization. And here's a quote. Given the distress of the affected breeders and in order to maintain the tranquility of the race, it was decided in consultation with the authorities to modify the route of the 19th stage and not to enter the Col de Saisy. Now, will you imagine like this is the next thing? Started at the Tour.
It is kind of a funny statement, slightly ambiguous as to why they couldn't go there. Out of respect to the breeders?
I don't know. I mean, but I'm saying like this could be the next thing. This is now Wuhan. It's now called Saisy. I mean,
so it's your power getting cut.
It could be,
and then now this.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And I can walk this back. Whose fault is it?
Ground zero, Col de Saisy.
I was a little concerned when I read that statement. But let's say this is the Visma team bus at the start of the stage. Like, what's the director saying? Like, what are the goals going into the stage?
Well, do you know what? One of the things I did think of that it could be a possibility is when Tadej attacked, and obviously he made it clear with his team riding all day that they wanted to win the stage. And Jonas probably could have thought, because that's the first time Jonas has beat Tadej on a summit finish in this Tour de France.
Yeah.
So he thought, if I'd gone early, I'm just going to take Tadej with me. Tadej's going to come over the top and win the stage. So they were doing anything but to let Tadej win the stage. With this Visma UAE beef.
Yeah. It's a little bit like cutting off your nose.
It is.
Despite your face. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But
I was surprised that they went all in to chase down Roglic. I'm a huge fan of Roglic. I thought he maybe could have a chance for the stage win had UAE not pulled. He certainly could have had a chance for the win, and unfortunately they chased him down, caught him before the bottom of the last climb, and he cracked a bit there.
Well, yeah, because George was complaining about this, and I was thinking like collateral damage because they're going for the stage, and then they don't go for the stage, and it's like,
Yeah, exactly. Then why'd you chase down your own countryman? Maybe there's some beef there, but it didn't make any sense to me. It's especially the way that Pogačar rode up the last climb, because clearly he's been so dominant. He pulled most of the climb at his own pace, and he didn't go for the stage win. He just kind of sat there and waited for Jonas to go.
He has a runny nose, but
no, don't start with this
fine.
again. Don't. This is,
Who's got a runny nose?
Pogačar, you could see him doing this.
No, that's just climbing the mountains in the rain. You got shit all in there. I wouldn't dig
you know
too
what
deep
else you
into
might
that.
have in there? You might have a nodular.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me tell you something. This is, as Phil Liggett said the other day, these guys are risking their lives.
Maybe Visma. Maybe
There's
Visma
a
got this mad cow disease.
nodular skin disease up in the nose. I don't want anything. I don't want to even be in the Tour, period. I definitely don't want that in my nose.
I don't see them shortening the race today really had any impact on what actually happened. It probably would have been the same exact result.
That's what I was going to, leads to what I was going to say. I mean, everybody in this race, not only is Tadej Pogačar head and shoulders above everybody else in the race, he's seemingly the only guy that's not tired. Everybody else seems fried.
Yeah, and you actually mentioned something interesting earlier about big deal. Ineos won second stage. Well, in my opinion, it's a big deal. It saves not only the team's season, but he's the only guy that's beaten Pogačar at the top of the hardest climbs. And sure, he used tactics and he kind of used his smarts, but incredible ride by this guy. And I think, in my opinion, really catapulted Ineos' Tour de France.
Well, it's catapulted his Tour de France.
Yeah, because it's not really the team; it's Thymen Arensman.
Well, he's in the jersey, coming across, hands in the air with the W.
For a $50 million team,
You'd expect more, George.
yeah, I don't think.
Come on.
I prefer. Well, I'd say it's about equal. Third in the Tour de France for Bora for a German rider, super important. 2-stage wins for Ineos, in my opinion, is just as important as a third in the Tour de France.
Is that right?
I think so.
I don't know.
Well, Thymen was supposed to be a GC
That's
contender.
right.
That's
it's
the
all
only
about the hype.
Yeah.
And
Well, a GC contender at this level, at his best GC, he's going to get top 10. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Who cares? He got 2-stage wins. I'd much prefer that.
I've got those in the back pocket. Top 10s of the Tour?
Well,
Who cares?
I'm not saying a rider, a team
I
of
know
that
what you
stature,
mean.
2-stage wins is much better than a 7th place in the Tour de France.
You know where he's going to clean up this Thymen Arensman is for the, we all know this. I don't know if a lot of folks are aware, but post tour, there's a lot of
paper.
Well, there's these criteriums. They're basically exhibition races. They're held primarily in Holland, a little bit all over the rest of the continent. But Holland is the big one here. The Dutch kid. They fence in entire towns, and so they charge admission. I mean, it's a real spectator. It's a big party. Starts at like 11 o'clock at night. These things rock. This kid, Thymen Arensman. I mean, you talk about paper.
And they start Monday after the Tour.
Yeah, Dutch kid,
and they pay you cash, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, neither here nor there.
Did you do a bunch of them, Bradley, or no?
No, do you know why I didn't do it? Because we had the Olympics straight after.
That's right. Yeah,
That's
so you
missed.
Yeah,
Missed the
sucks.
payday.
See,
payday.
all right. Well, I'm glad you brought that up. That goes back to what I said yesterday. We don't need the UCI, and guess what happens when you don't need the UCI? Then you don't do the Olympics, and you make paper.
So that's interesting. Wait 1 second. So you won the Tour de France 2012.
Yeah.
So you basically didn't even have a drink after you won.
No, we went
Tour.
straight to London because we had the road race.
So Sunday you went straight.
Sunday night. Yeah.
So you won the Tour, no celebrations, straight to London.
By Monday morning, we had our Olympic tracksuits on, focusing on the road race.
But so Lance mentioned exhibition. Did today kind of look like an exhibition on that final climb to you?
I think things have changed in the Tour. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it was strange. Yeah.
I mean, who knows? I mean, it was a bit anticlimactical, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of alcohol, I saw a fun tweet from my friend Daniel Friebe. And we're in the second part of the show. We've got some, we're sort of taking on the cause of this young French kid.
Do you have friends that are journalists? Did not know that's a big,
I hedged.
Shout out Daniel.
Chill. I hedged when I said
it's a big deal.
I like Daniel.
Yeah,
I do.
Me too, actually.
I do. But he put up a tweet. Do they still call it tweets? You know what? I'm going to call it a tweet.
They put it in an X.
Whatever. It's a tweet. This young kid, Valentin Paré-Pontre, let's pull that tweet up from about his remarkable lightweight and what he's tried to do to combat it. I think we have it. Look at this. Another fun quote from the morning. VPP on his efforts to gain weight. I've tried Nutella, alcohol, McDonald's, beer, and nothing works for me.
And he's all
Not only that, but I think after the break, we should point out some interesting stuff on the team change for him last year.
We got some interesting. By the way, that tweet was sent over by my good buddy RJ Brishoni, who's before that tweet really liked the kid. Now I guess he hates him. RJ, just keep trying, man. Just Nutella, nothing works.
Yeah,
50 kilos.
Yeah,
I know 50 kilos, but he's a hack, a quacker. He can quack his way around.
More fun stuff. We've also got some behind the scenes photos from the studio here that I just want to tease out. That'll be in the second part. We'll be back in 2 and 32. All right, we're back. You hear me, Bradley?
Yep.
We had a little difficulty when we were there at break. Bradley's cable was all wrapped around. I tend to watch it every day because I kind of notice. I'm like, this doesn't look good. You got it today. Speaking of Valentin Pere-Pontra, this name, I mean, we almost need to cue Alan again. But we got some. Larry Warbase sent us a message about Valentin. They were on the team together. This team decathlon. We've talked a little about decathlon coming.
Roommates as well.
We're roommates, so get to know a guy pretty well. As Bradley got to know Jimmy Casper years ago.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I
remember that.
Fina geese, huh?
I'd forgotten that. You've reminded me.
How would you forget? I'll tell you something. I would never mind.
Because it happened a lot with various different riders and different incarnations of teams. But Jimmy was one of them.
This is new news. There's others.
I mean, how long we got? But let's get to Larry's story first.
Yeah. So Larry's
Larry
Warbass.
He's gonna read
Larry's a sweetheart. He was again.
He's a lovely man.
Great guy.
He's a good dude. Really good dude. He was listening to the show the other day.
And looks just like your buddy Jake Gyllenhaal, as a matter of fact.
Hey, no, I'm sorry, Larry. How's that kitty litter doing?
He does not have issue with the looks, that's for sure.
Anyhow, it says I was listening to the podcast from the Ventoux stage. We were talking about you guys were talking about Valentin. And then how he had left the team. And I'm going to paraphrase some of this just to clean it up a little. But bottom line, Larry says at the beginning they thought he was a shitty rider, even though the kid had incredible numbers. The head director even said this guy isn't pro cyclist quality or caliber. They sent him all to all the crappiest races. He was always a replacement rider. They'd even send him to races in Belgium. Keep in mind, 110 pounds.
Kilos.
Second year pro, it was the 5th reserve for the Giro. Had no offers. Decathlon didn't want to make him an offer. FDJ came in and did make him an offer. But he did want to stay with Decathlon. Ended up going with Quick Step. Signed the contract in the morning that afternoon. Wins a stage in the Giro. I think so. Thank you for all this, Larry. Again, I'm paraphrasing. And clipping it, but what a miss! I mean, you saw him; he was in the race today as well.
Well, you left out when he signed the contract that afternoon. He won. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Okay, you said that. Also, very interesting.
Here's what's happened.
Very interesting,
folks. The riders are tired.
Yeah,
this man down here on the left's tired.
But also very interesting. At 50 kilos, 110 pounds, he mentioned how good he is at positioning and has no fear. Always bumps back.
This is a great.
Larry's a font of knowledge.
He is.
He says even though he is literally 50 kilograms, the dude takes shit from no one. He is so scrappy. He'll throw elbows back at the sprinters if they try to push him. He never loses a wheel, even though he's full gas on the flats the whole day and easy on the climbs. Man,
kids. Quacking.
Right.
It's all about quacking. Do not
out.
ever lose your position. If you ain't moving back, you're moving. If you ain't moving forward, you're moving back.
Let me tell you something. There is another thing, and I hope that my wife and my daughter are at home listening because I made the mistake once, and I was one of your redneck friends. Right? It was a quote of theirs, if you're waiting on somebody, hurry up, blah, blah, blah. And George would always say, "You waiting on me? You backing up."
That's Brody Glenn.
And I quoted it once, and Anna and Grace, they literally walk around because they're always late. And then when they finally come down, they do this little dance like, "You waiting on me? You backing up? You wait." I'm like, this is taking on. Anyways, third week. This is what y'all get. All right. What else? We have more on Valentin?
Well, we should say so if you're 52 kilos. Just so people understand this, if he's in the crosswinds, he's probably a threshold. Every time they're on the flat and it's hard because his absolute power is so low relative to everybody else.
And he's not a protected rider.
Yeah.
So he is having to fend for himself. I mean, if you were
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. I mean, if you were,
he's just like 50 kilos. It's like
easy.
nothing.
Something just came out. The Tourette's flared up there. What's
It's all
going
dick
on?
bones and elbows.
Oh my God.
No, but I mean, if you're a GC guy, that you get some guys around you. He's out there all by himself.
Yeah.
You know,
And also, just to describe to our viewers, what does it mean to send a guy who's 50 kilos to Belgium? It's like you basically give him no shot at success. Like, we're going to throw you in these scrappy flatlander races and you just figure it out. But, like, how are they going to give him any hope to get results?
Basically sabotaging a career.
Exactly.
I'll show you that you're a crappy.
Yeah, it's not like, well, if he can win Ventoux, he should win the Brabantana. Like,
But I
whatever.
want a bell.
Yeah. Where it's not possible physically.
Put him on your back. He's like a small chimp, like a baby chimp.
But
See, one man's getting tired, one man's coming alive. This is.
I'm ready for the women's tour.
I have a great idea for you, as a matter of fact.
he's like Nairo Quintana in the third
What are you
week.
doing next week?
Tour.
Kind of good.
But what?
Just a question. So Ineos, two stages.
Are we going to get technical again? Yes.
Great ride from Arensman.
Yeah.
If you're Dave Brailsford, like, what's the plan from here? Because this isn't good enough, I think.
Well, yeah, I think that's why he's been on this tour, is to see where they go from here. Do they go back to GC ambition?
I think they have
They're going to
to
get Oscar Onley next.
But, GC ambition now, there's one man who looks like he's going to dominate this sport for the next few years. The closest man to him is Jonas. So do they hire Jonas?
I don't hate the idea.
They hire Jonas and
Jonas
Oscar.
has got a long-term contract, hasn't he?
He's got his deal is through 2028. Or do you make a run at some of the other guys on
Lipowitz.
Lipowitz.
Lipowitz can't be happy with all the moves that Red Bull's making.
Yeah. I do wonder how firm is this Red Bull
Oscar Onley.
Remco situation. I do like the Oscar Onley. Here's what's funny about Oscar Onley. He's riding his team into the World Tour, but if he wasn't performing this well, they'd be relegated, and his contract would be voided, and he could sign for a lot more money for a World Tour team.
Okay,
so he's costing himself money.
Like I said, I hope you're getting technical. That's very interesting.
He's costing himself money by doing
riding.
so well.
Yeah.
Speaking of technical, and this is just a little issue we've had here at the studio of late, and I've tried to warn, and I don't know. I think it's one of you two, but I suspect strongly suspect it's George. But I've tried to warn you, man. You got to be careful with this. We're down here in the basement below Aspen Mountain Fitness. You got to be careful with these toilets down here. We're up in the mountains. I don't know where it goes. We got some photo evidence. Poor Spencer. After George
Who took that photo?
That was not me.
Gabriel. It must have been. There's one man in here when that happened.
I mean, this is.
That was.
I mean, you even put your camo on to go in there. Yeah. Go back. Come on. My man's got his camo on.
This was during the filming of Outcomes. We had to take a break to do this.
George.
By the way, this is coming from the same guy who, when I was staying with him last week, goes to the bathroom with the door open because he doesn't want to miss the tour. He's going to the bathroom in the main room of the house with the door open. I mean, who does that?
It was interesting when the photo popped up.
The man does.
Everybody was laughing except one person. This man right down here. We call that back in Plagne. We call that stone cold.
George and his chocolate golf balls.
Proof's in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding.
They breached the toilet too. They were on the run. It was not good.
As we said at the top of the show, all episodes this year presented by Ketone IQ. Two different options there: the classic shot, 10 grams of ketones, and just now, Ketone IQ plus caffeine. It's 5 grams of ketones and 100 milligrams of caffeine. I start every day with it. I headed down to the gym this morning 30 minutes before. Religiously have a shot of Ketone IQ. Definitely boosts the performance. The studies don't lie. I've read it every day. Sprint power, 19. Peak power, 13. Fatigue, down 10%. Spike blood ketones. Also, and we've also mentioned this, and maybe it's been a disappointing tour, but still arguably second best bike team in the world, Team Visma Lisa Bike. They are present. The whole team's present. Take your shot. Get 20% off your order at ketone.com/TheMove. That's ketone.com/TheMove. Use the code TheMove. Last one for a bit, forever, for today. Ekoi, we're pleased to welcome them as not just our helmet sponsor, but got a new shoe and pedal setup. Ekoi is a leading brand in Europe specializing in equipment from head to toe. It's one of the few brands that truly develops its products in close collaboration with athletes across all disciplines: road cycling, triathlon, gravel, mountain bike. It is the most represented brand in this year's Tour de France. 4 teams: Israel, Premier Tech, Lotto Destiny, Arkea, and Cofidis. They also equip numerous riders with shoes. And this is what I was talking about. The new PW8 shoe and pedal it just makes so much sense. A buddy of mine wanted a pair. My buddy College, as a matter of fact. Everybody who's listened to the show knows College. Everybody who's followed our careers knows College. We're going to set up College with the new PW8. And you know, College made a big point. And College makes a lot of really powerful statements. He says, it's been a long time since shoe pedal technology changed.
That's a very good point.
And I mean, there was a collegeism, but he's right. I mean, think about it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the look pedal and that patent and that, I'm going down the rabbit hole here, but it's been a long time, right? Here comes the PW8 changing the game. Entire Ekoi website is currently on sale until the end of July. Discounts of up to 60%. Head on over to Ekoi, E-K-O-I, ekoi.com until the end of July. Oh, use the code THEMOVE15. I got winded. You're welcome, College.
So we hit tomorrow's stage?
You want to do, I don't know. What else is on the big board up there?
Well, here's the offer Ineos makes to Jonas.
Spencer's been thinking about this.
No altitude camps. You can install as many floors as you need to at your house, and we'll pay you 100,000 pounds
Look,
a year.
100,000 what?
I don't know. What's it worth to him? Is he going to take 100,000 to switch over and have freedom to install floors whenever he wants?
Just to play a devil's advocate to George's point earlier. I mean, I think if you're Jim Ratcliffe and you're spending, and he's spending in a lot of sports, right? He's obviously got Manchester United. He's got the Mercedes
F1.
Involvement in F1. He's got the sailing team. He's got the cycling
He actually
team.
had to get rid of those because he couldn't pay the bills on them. So,
I don't know, but you're spending $50 million a year. I mean, if you're Jim Ratcliffe, you're thinking, this isn't what I mean. He bought into this dream when it was what you and the boys built. Right? This is just different. I don't think it's 2 stage wins. Right? I think it's yellow jerseys in Paris. That gets you 50M equals yellow in Paris.
And that's 50 pounds.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I don't want to get it. I mean,
dollars.
it's either one of those because I don't even know what the thing is, but that's a lot of money.
What is
what
that?
I do know.
What level of player would that buy you from Manchester United if they just dumped the cycling team and went all in on United?
I mean, not much these days.
Yeah.
No. Because the valuation of players has gone through the roof compared to their ability. But one thing with Jim is, he doesn't go into things for just as a hobby. He goes in to dominate and be the best in that sport. And he's obviously done it with Man United. He's trying to do it with Man United. I'm not saying they're the best. They've descended massively. But that's his goal, is to bring them back, build a new stadium and bring them back to the heights of English football. They did the sub 2 hour marathon project. Yep. Everyone said wasn't possible that anyone would ever run under 2 hours. They did that. The sailing team, the world in America's Cup and things like that. So anything he does, so he's not going to waste his time with this. He's not. This isn't just an open-ended checkbook where he's going to keep signing checks for the next 10 years to win 2 stages in the Tour.
They cut lunches at Man United because they didn't want to pay for it. So that shows.
Well, everyone was putting weight on. So
that shows you
it's like lunch with cinnamon buns.
They might start to look around and say what are we spending money on?
Exactly.
Yeah. Can we get these staffers some hot lunch over here?
I'm getting a lot of emails too about, and people just, I guess my email's not that hard to figure out. Don't try. Okay. I don't need any more emails, people. I got a nice email from Alan Ira Fleischman yesterday. He said the hair it's just bedhead, right? But considering the fact you still have hair and I don't, you can do whatever you want with it. I love it. He says 71 years old, still racing. I always finish DFL, which we know what that means. He didn't say DTF. He said DFL, but never DNF. He always finishes, baby. And then just this morning, this lady emailed me the other day. So I guess we're like pen pals now. Where is this thing here? Where is her thing? Oh, come on, Lance. Oh boy. Anyways, well, I know what happened here. She sent me, she says the hairdo is catching on. She took a picture of her local newspaper today. And there's this cartoon, this cute little cartoon kid in the bathtub washing his hair. And then he has this hairdo that's terrible. And he says to this little dog, do you think mother will let me keep it like this? And the dog says, how could she not? and now I can't find her email. But anyhow, I think her name's Sherry. Sherry, thank you for that. All right, we're sick of the hair stuff. George is like, this is old material.
Tomorrow's going to be a doozy. Hard,
Tomorrow's
hilly
a doozy.
stage. 14 teams without a win. People are going to be going nuts to try to get this stage win
Nasty.
tomorrow.
Rainy conditions yet
Rainy.
again. By the way, the rain that we saw today at the end of the stage looks to continue tomorrow and also looks to continue into Paris.
You know who's going to go all in tomorrow? Wout van Aert.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Rainy, classic, hilly type day.
Let's pull up the profile.
My boy's going tomorrow.
It's look, it's still approaching 11,000 feet of total vert, 2,900 meters. It's one of those days, and it's not short, 184 kilometers. These guys get to the end of the tour and like, could we have made this 150? Like, it's just those extra, it's a day they got to take seriously. 1, 2, 3, 4 categorized climbs, never flat.
Well, they might cut their course. Who knows? Another flock of cows could die.
A nodular,
You never know.
nodular virus.
You know, when this came out, I thought
Interesting call though on Wout van Aert. I mean, that's not going to solve the problem for the 14 other teams that don't have a stage win.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's kind of the problem. All the best riders are on the same team or same teams.
Has Visma won a stage? I can't remember.
Yeah, Simon Yates.
Simon Yates, that's right. Okay.
So it would be doubling
But still,
up.
like a Wout van Aert, 3 weeks in, he looks good. This stage is perfect for him. If I was Visma, I'd be like, we're going all in for you. We'll make it hard. Go in the break. Let's go. Get a couple guys with you. T-Spin Newt. Help them out there. Kempernot. And roll.
We all got a little bit stumped yesterday on the Ventum Daily Trivia question. I was stumped on this one. I felt like everybody else on the desk was too.
Yep.
The question was, a recent addition to the high mountain finishes of the Tour, the Col de la Loze is quickly gaining infamy for decisive duels and GC shakeups. What feature of this climb makes it unique among other climbs used in the Tour? Survey says it features a bike-only section to the summit, purpose-built for the Tour de France. Bike only.
I didn't know that.
Mr. Bradley, did you know that?
I mean, I heard that was what it was yesterday. I didn't know that was what was unique about it.
Yeah, but just bikes, no cars.
Well, I remember it was climbing the Giro. Obviously, that's different. But the Zoncolan, for a long time, when we came up the other side, the first time in 2003, that was a sort of ski access only for bikes.
Interesting.
Stage 19 question. In the final kilometers of the very difficult La Plagne, which they finished on today, riders will pass another historic alpine sporting venue. What is it? Send your best guess to ventumracing.com/TheMove. Grand prize, $5,000. I'll say the question again. In the final kilometers of today's stage up La Plagne, riders will pass another historic alpine sporting venue. What is it?
When this stage came
No
out,
idea.
I was disappointed because I thought, it's not a GC day. That's kind of weird. Now I'm kind of happy. It's like, let's get out of this GC battle.
Right.
Like,
Well, it was a GC battle for third.
yeah.
Right. I mean,
yeah.
it played out. We talked about it yesterday. This duel between Oscar Onley. You almost saw. I mean, nothing happened. Oscar Onley he was in the final. He proved to be one of the 4 best guys in the race. He just couldn't. There wasn't an attack. There wasn't an acceleration. You just saw a young kid that this tour has taken its toll. And as much as we've cheered for him and loved this story, it just couldn't hold the wheel. And Lipowitz turned around, saw it, and then went straight to the front. He said, I am going to lock up there. So there was a GC battle.
Yeah.
GC for the podium.
For a guy like Florian Lipowitz too, to seal third in the GC, I guess it's not sealed yet, but that's a big result for him.
And he's
German
a young
rider.
guy.
Yeah.
White jersey.
Somebody told me a fun story when he went to the guy who owns the team, Ralph Dink, who's had this team for a long time.
Spencino told you the story.
And that's Johan was telling me the story too. Did we talk about it on the show?
I don't think so.
So Ralph wanted to meet with him, and he said, "Yeah, I'll meet you at so and such." They set the place, they set the time. The kid shows up. This kid Lipowitz shows up on his bike.
Yeah. It was like 100K away one way.
I think he lived in a different country.
He doesn't know that, and they sit there for a couple hours, and Lipowitz says, "Well, I'm gonna, all right, thanks, good to meet you. I'm gonna ride back home." And Ralph says, "Well, how far is that?" This is 100 kilometers. So folks, that's 62 miles. 100 there, sit around for 2 hours, talk, 100 back. I would not do that.
No.
I believed he lived in Innsbruck, which is in the middle of the Alps. So it's not an easy 100 kilometers either.
Questions?
Questions. Well, here's a question. Are we sure, like, is Visma not trying anything GC tomorrow? Race starts on a...
That's a question from a listener? No,
just,
that's a Spencer question.
Yeah.
No.
Coming in from Spencer from Boulder, Colorado has a question. Go ahead, Spencer.
like, it starts on a 12K long climb. And it's clear that the mountains, they can't make any difference in the mountains. Should they actually go for it on a rolling stage?
Can we
They
see it
gotta go
again?
for the stage
Gabrielle,
tomorrow.
sorry, pull it up one more time. Let's look at this.
They got to go for the stage.
All right, so here's the stats. 12.1 kilometers at 4%. I mean, that's
3 weeks into the Tour de France. This is nothing. I mean, yeah, there's some guys on their deathbeds, but like the GC guys, they're not even coming out of the big chain ring for this one.
Now look at this region. See, and always if you look at the profiles down at the very bottom, as France changes regions frequently, this is all in the Jura. Right? J-U-R-A. The Jura is. The Tour rarely goes into Jura. Jura
sort of Tour of Romandy area. You know?
Yeah,
we started in this town where it finishes tomorrow in 2009 when the stage went to Verbier.
And that was the only that I can
that was
remember.
hard start.
That's
I remember
hard stuff. The Jura is just it's a little Massif Central-esque.
Like, if Jonas goes in the early break, you think Pogačar just marks him? Or he's like, this is too wild.
That's not happening.
I don't think that's
happening. I think it's a Wout van Aert day.
Wout van Aert with Jonas on his wheel.
Well,
we go
hey,
1-2 on the stage, win the GC.
What about Quinn Simmons?
Yeah, Quinn. You saw today. He let out Milan. Still stayed up there. He was in the group of 25 guys over that the Col de Roussillon. I mean, the guy is on crazy form. He's not even tired. I would say he's going tomorrow.
All right, question. This is from Chris. Oh, that's a good question. What do you guys eat in the Tour? What do you guys eat in the Tour for dinner each night? Do you get much variety? What about breakfast? Lance, George, or Bradley, how different? How is it different now from what you did back in the day?
It's a lot different. Everything's measured. There's no guessing. It's not like you're going to a buffet and just eating what you felt like. I mean, back in our day, we had guys eating golden grams with honey on top. I mean, just the most ridiculous breakfast you can imagine. Now it's like, dude, everything's just.
I saw Visma was
planned
weighing
out.
They have you put a bowl on a scale and they weigh your food for every meal.
Every meal, because they know how much they spent on with their watts and their computers. They know exactly what they're going to need to replenish. It's a totally different ballgame.
Yeah,
but it's still heavy on carbs. I would have to imagine.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, but carbs for breakfast, carbs for dinner.
Yeah,
and then you race through lunch.
Yeah.
The only thing I think slightly different now is used to not consume so many carbs on the bike, but now they're doing 200 grams of carbs on the bike. Yeah. So I heard it's not as many carbs as you would think for breakfast because you have to budget in all those carbs during the day.
Well, for the gut, right? For the gut, it can only. I want to.
You had an interesting take on that.
I just want to dig into. I mentioned it to George and.
Yeah, you kind of backed away from it.
Well, we were, George and I just sitting here, group texting with Peter Attia yesterday, who's at the Tour, by the way, with Team UAE. Man, the doc loves cycling. I mean, this is a serious bike nerd. But so he's having a hell of a time. But my question, I mean, just this new protocol around fueling. I mean, when you think about this and the fact that they have to train the system, train the guts to get to a certain point to be able to absorb, 100 grams of carbohydrates an hour?
And that's on the low end.
That's at the low end.
That's at the low end. I just, I have to sit there and say, what happens when you're 40? You know, if your gut has been,
it's a good point.
I mean, I get it. I mean, obviously it's highly effective. We're seeing that in the times, we're seeing it in the results, the performances. What happens when you're 35 and 40 and you're just kind of walking around and, you know, you ride your bike 3 days a week for 90 minutes?
Yeah.
It's maybe nothing. Could be nothing. I don't know.
I mean, you almost worry about like pre-diabetes and stuff.
Well, that's what we did this morning in the gym. I mean, if you, I don't know. Boy, let's not end on that.
All right, well, we got a good one to end on. Send the kids away. This one's a little racy. Are the riders in the Tour allowed conjugal visits from their partners during the race? Are they so physically spent that it's off the table? P.S. If they are allowed, do they ever hook up with fans asking for a friend,
God.
Heidi?
What is? Wait, that kid, Heidi?
Heidi.
All right, let me tell you something. Heidi.
Yeah.
Who wants to take the first stab at this one?
I'd say no. I mean, the racing's so hard.
I mean, I had that.
They got nothing left.
I had that pegged on a Johnny or even a Chad Mountain or something like that. But Heidi coming in with that heater. Should we dial up Mario Cipollini right now?
We should. Yeah, I would say
now is the time to cue the Lion King. The answer to that is no. No.
Yeah. I mean, even just watching riders last year at the Tour, like I was surprised. Like it's like Tadej Benut, you got to see his kid for like 3 minutes a day outside the team bus. It's like I don't think you're getting a lot of quality time with the family during the Tour.
Sorry to disappoint Heidi.
Yeah. Sorry, Heidi. Did you guys see the sign that on the side of the road? It was like a woman with a sign that said, like, it was in Flemish, but it was like, Wout van Aert, you don't know it, but we're getting married. Julian Alaphilippe rides by because he's cold and like rips it in half. Pretty impressive bike handling. Shoves it down his jersey. The next day, Alaphilippe feels bad because he went by before. Well, he never got to see the sign. He invites her to the start with him, and they like give.
What, does she have her number on the sign?
But then she got to meet him.
No, but hang on. But no. Back up. How does he know? She's on the side of the road.
She must have come to the bus. And
No. She had her number on the sign.
And Alaphilippe called it?
I mean, probably. If she
idea.
says you don't know this yet, but we're getting married, of course she's going to have her number.
Yeah. And then
George really wants to go for a bike ride right now. I can see him. He's wiggling over there.
I'm not wiggling. I'm good.
She had to have her. Okay, all right. We'll follow up. Let's find out. Did she put the digits on the sign?
Well, then she got to meet Wout the next day.
Right.
Because Alaphilippe brought her over.
I'm sure Wout's wife loved that.
Well, she was in the background of the photo, actually not looking incredibly pleased, as you would imagine. But that's dedication from that lady to get up to the top of one of these mountains.
Incredible
not so
shout
easy.
out.
All right. Anything else, guys?
No, I think we're good. I think we're good for the. You know what? We've worn out our welcome today. I think.
Double day tomorrow.
The double day, a little interesting timing.
We're going to be earlier tomorrow, right?
Yeah, much earlier tomorrow.
Yeah.
Men's finishes earlier. Later in the day, we have stage 1 of the Tour de France Femmes avec Swift. You all get to take that afternoon off. And then they flip on Sunday. Women's stage finishes early, and then the late finish into Paris. And we'll see. I'm so curious about how that all plays out, whether or not this is a one and done or whether or not this might be the new final day in Paris. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We will see you not once, but twice tomorrow.
Bye.